Hello everyone, welcome to Cookies Enabled, Season 2, Episode 2. I know last week we talked about how we are officially rolled into our Season 2 of Cookies Enabled. I kind of redid my background here. Now, as you're probably noticing, that Andrew, my co-host and editor, is not next to me here. He is at work and probably watching this right now, maybe, I don't know. We'll see. But it does say somebody's tuning in, so thank you. But anyway, we did film a section earlier today and got lucky, and we will break it all down in the little video here that you're about to see. So I'll let myself and Andrew take it away from earlier today, and we're going to go over space news, the memes, and some other interesting facts, and then I'll be back with you here in about 10-15 minutes, and we'll finish up the episode, guys. I appreciate you. Okay, so we are here with Andrew. Again, it's earlier in the day, and we are filming this, I guess it's about maybe almost 3 p.m. Eastern time, actually. So, and kind of lines us up with some other interesting stuff. So, but we got some cool space news today. So I'll let Andrew take it away because we got a lot to cover. I mean, decent wise.
We do. As Will kind of hinted towards, and I think the Random Day Discovery episode will probably post that after the live show.
Yeah, most likely.
So we can tell you a little bit of a sneak peek. We got another SpaceX launch today. I'm excited for that.
Oh, so
we
cool.
We had one a few days ago, but it was supposed to be earlier, but it was scrubbed because a cruise ship decided to cruise ship decided to go into the range.
Come into the bay or whatever.
Now, they do that for safety,
Right.
For downrange, if something happened with the ship,
right.
You don't want giant pieces of a rocket crashing crashing into that ship.
A cruise ship is
anybody.
not a cool thing to have done.
But that one went off flawlessly. It was nice to watch. I think that was I think it was 2 days ago. I can't remember.
I'd have to look that up as well. I'm sorry. I think it was 2 days ago. That does sound right. That'd be Monday.
Yeah. We originally were going to have 2 launches today.
Yes.
One a little after 3 Eastern time, and then about an hour and a half later, another one.
Yeah.
Now that second one was delayed until tomorrow. But it's still 2 launches within 26 hours of each other. So that's really going to be exciting.
Awesome.
I believe today's is a new booster.
Yep.
And tomorrow's would be a reused booster.
Yep.
I mean, they still are building more boosters.
Absolutely.
Just for timing and turnaround.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. But after we're done recording this, we're hopefully going to be able to record Random Day Discovery where we sit and live stream and talk about this launch. I'm excited for that. So keep your eyes peeled. It'll probably be up, I'd say, this evening, tonight?
It should be up tonight, I would imagine. Yeah, it shouldn't take me long to get that all pushed through. So hopefully.
By the way, before we go to the rest of the news, everybody likes my hat, I hope.
Yes, very cool. I love it.
For all of you who have watched Firefly, the TV show, you definitely will recognize it immediately.
Yep.
For those of you who haven't, go watch Firefly.
Right. I didn't prep an
seriously,
image. I'm sorry.
Seriously, go watch it now.
It is
Pause
really good.
The video, go watch it now, and come back. It's a great show. I made this. Working on a few more right now. It's probably going to come off at some point during the recording because it's finally getting warm in this igloo.
Right. Oh, it looks like you can watch
But
it on Disney Plus and or Hulu or Amazon, Apple TV, Google Play. It's pretty much on everything.
it's
Peacock,
everywhere.
Roku, Virgin
Oh, it's a great
TV.
show. If you haven't seen it, it is a fantastic show.
It's everywhere.
Um, yeah. Let's see. So, other space
Other space
news.
news.
What do we
Yes,
got?
you got the Mars team, four gentlemen. Um,
Yep.
and I guess they're heading to Mars.
No, they're not
Kinda.
heading to Mars. They're
Figuratively.
yeah, they're pretending to head to Mars in a way. It's going to be a 45-day mission on Earth, where they're experimenting with isolation and delays in communications,
Yep. Just to see.
just to see what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does this play out?
Um,
We're gonna have a mental breakdown, kill each other. What's gonna happen?
What's interesting is at the very beginning, you're not really going to have a delay between them and mission control.
No.
Because it's like the ship just took off. But as over 45 days, as that ship would get closer to Mars,
Right.
you're going to start coming into these delays
Yeah.
just from how fast light travels, and that's
the
the limit
distance
of
it has to
communication.
go.
So,
right.
but it also means that these astronauts are going to have to work together and really figure out how communication should work.
Right.
They have to work together to say, we only have a limited amount of time to send a message, so we need to make sure we get everything in. They have to be very organized, and at some point, they're going to be waiting several minutes for
basic replies.
Reply back, because it's got to go and then come back, and mission control also has to figure out how they're going to write their messages. So I'm excited to see this. We've done some tests like this before.
Yes.
They have noticed that a lot of the, I wouldn't say a lot of the time, but multiple times after a while, people start getting a little edgy.
Yeah, probably.
And they're isolated, which makes sense.
Yeah, cabin fever. It's known to happen. Look it up.
It happens a little bit on the space station, not as much, because they do have continuous contact with mission control.
Absolutely.
But it'll be interesting to see exactly how it goes.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how this goes.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're going to be part of this sort of mission, you've been vetted.
Yeah.
There have been psychological exams to make sure that you can handle the stress.
Oh yeah.
But they're going to be doing a lot of experiments on just how they like I said, mental experiments on how they're handling it, equipment, robotics, anything we might need for an actual mission to Mars.
Exactly.
So
it's a big mission. It's not a small feat. That's a month and a half of your life. You're going to be stuck with 3 other people, and with very limited contact, on purpose.
Exactly.
To the outside world, and that is very mentally dragging. And so, I mean. I know there's a couple other movies that kind of hint to that. I think Martian was another one where they have to wait for the delay of messages back and forth because, again, we don't have any satellite relays or anything kind of helping that message along. So it takes some time. It's like a 5 to 10 minute delay.
Well, you saw in The Martian, how do I communicate with these people? Because I have to send one message and then wait for a reply, and they ended up using the camera. Remember, it was... The camera can only move in certain degrees, and we don't have room for all of these letters. So how do we do this?
Yeah.
They use it's like a text language they call ASCII, ASC2.
Yep.
And they used that. They were trying ASCII, but then I think it was hexadecimal in the end. I can't remember.
I think it was hexadecimal.
Someone correct me.
Yeah, which isn't bad.
No, and if you can translate it, it is a very easy way to communicate, especially when you don't have audio capabilities at the beginning.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because remember, he didn't have any radios in that laboratory with which to communicate, so he used an old rover and cameras and had to do it all by by just images, and that's very hard to do.
Yep.
So that was one of my favorite aspects of The Martian.
Yeah, it was a great
And they
one.
got a lot of the science really accurate in there. Obviously, some wasn't, but for the
Yeah.
most part, I think they did a pretty solid job.
Yeah,
So
you
we'll
can
see
watch
how this
that one
mission
on
goes.
Google Play, iTunes, and Amazon Instant Video.
Yep. But this mission will complete on March 14th, so we will see how it goes. If you guys want to check it out, we've got links.
Yes, yes, we
And
will.
it's also, if you want to Google it, it's called the Human Exploration Research Analog,
Yep.
or HERA.
Hera. Yep.
And we will see what happens with it.
Yep. I'm excited. We'll definitely keep you posted on those guys. I'm sure they're going to be having fun. But we got one more thing when we've been talking about the James Webb Space Telescope for some time now. How successful that launch has been and everything. And I think last week we talked about how it got finally into its orbit and its final position. Now we're talking about the mirrors, and they're finally getting in position.
Exactly. Now, all the mirrors are in their operating positions. But
Oh.
as with any telescope, be it like the little
Right.
5-inch mirror that I have at home,
Oh, those
you
are cool.
have to, yeah, you have to align your mirror. It's they call it collimation, and it's pretty easy on a basic telescope like mine at home. You use a laser, and you just tighten a few screws until that laser hits a center point perfectly,
Exactly.
and that's when you know it's aligned. Now, this
It's a little
James Webb
differently.
has 18 different mirror segments, gold-plated beryllium, which
Ooh.
is, I mean, it's a very lightweight, very strong element.
Super strong. Yeah.
But these little actuators behind it can bend it, and we're talking at the nanometer scale because they have to get it just perfect. So
As you can see by the video I'm displaying for you guys, it shows them kind of redirecting all of those 18 little frames so that way all those tiny little beams of light are all going right toward the center.
Exactly.
That's not easy to do.
They're aiming it at a star in the constellation Ursa Major. Everybody knows that from the part we always see of the Big Dipper.
Yep.
So they'll take a ton of photos, and then they'll all be blurry at the beginning.
Of course.
Obviously, we know this.
Yes.
But after they take the photos, then they'll tweak the mirrors, and they'll just keep doing it until they get a perfectly in focus image.
And this
So
is
it's
going
going
to
to be taken. It is going to take a while.
like months.
Exactly.
Like a long time.
And this is a big mirror. The main mirror, well, I mean, I guess the main mirror collection, all 18 of them, they are, it makes a mirror of 21 feet in diameter, and that's pretty big for a telescope.
Wow.
That's why it had to be folded up when they launched it. So we're going to keep an eye on that. They have to cool these mirrors and the sensors down to almost absolute zero, mainly because, well, the main cameras are in the infrared spectrum.
Yes.
And we're looking at very, very faint infrared, just infrared light from the dawn of the universe. So it's going to be very faint signals.
That's one reason why I had to be so far away from Earth, too.
And
the sun, shield, and all that other stuff.
Well, infrared is basically heat.
It is. That's exactly what it is.
So if you keep this telescope at a warmer temperature, it will interfere with those readings. You're going to, the telescopes are actually going to see the heat of the telescope itself instead of the signals that they're looking for.
Exactly.
So they're getting it down to looks like minus 244 degrees Fahrenheit. That is
so close. Ouch.
But they did it right. They have a redundant camera as well, because if this camera failed, they wouldn't be able to focus the mirrors, because the other mirrors, the other cameras are used specifically for all of their experiments.
Right.
This one is designed specifically to focus the mirrors. So we'll see how that goes. I'm honestly really, really excited to see.
I'm so excited.
June or July, we're going to get our first images, and that's going to be fun. So yeah, they had to cool the mirrors down. Mainly the reason they were warmer during
Right.
its flight, but that was mainly to keep the air trapped inside,
Yes. Yep.
to get rid of the air trapped in them, prevent water condensation and ice buildup. Because
Yes.
if you've got this big telescope and there's ice,
That's a huge
you're
problem.
you can't really go out there with the scraper and get rid of it.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
But exactly. So they're working on it. They're getting extremely close.
Yeah, they are.
And
I'm super
it
excited.
just
Oh,
March, May, June, 4 to 5 months.
yeah.
We'll have
We should be having a fully
first
operational James Webb.
Exactly.
Oh. Now, check our links
So,
below for those cool videos that I just showed you. Space.com has tons of cool videos that dive deeper into the space, really genre, but they definitely have a bunch about the James Webb Telescope, and that was where I got that current video. So, just guys, if you wanted to know, now we got some funny memes for you guys. Memes.
we got
Oh,
10
oh,
minutes, I
oh.
think, to get through all of those.
Yes.
Because then we're gonna stop this section and we're gonna start back up a few minutes after that for this launch.
Oh
So
yeah.
let's do it. What do you have this week?
Okay, so I got let's see here. My first one is not necessarily a meme. It's more or less a really cool fact about Wayne's World. Now, for those of you that don't know, Wayne's World is a movie that came out in 1992. With for those of you that know, Austin Powers, played by Mike Myers, is also one of the leads in Wayne's World. And as you can see him right there in the picture next to his co-host, and I can't remember his name. I'm so sorry. The one with the glasses and
Dana
the fro.
Carvey.
Thank you. Yes. So this is them riding along in the car. Now it says Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody only reached number 9 on the U.S. charts when the song first released in 1976. But when this movie, Wayne's World, came out in 1992, it was back on the charts again and hit number 2. So, doesn't matter when it comes out. Sometimes, if it's used just right, you can get
Well,
some.
that movie was such a phenomenon that
Oh my gosh, yes.
and I mean that is an iconic scene. Everybody knows it.
Yes,
the
I
head banging
couldn't
in the
get
car,
the
the
scene,
Bohemian Rhapsody.
unfortunately, but I do have a picture of the poster of the movie, so you can find it. And it is
We don't want to get slapped with another copyright infringement because that would definitely happen.
yes, I'm not dealing with that crap. So check out Wayne's World on your own time, please. There's a really awesome scene where they play literally that song in the store, even though it says do not play the song in the store. And it's so awesome. You gotta check it out. Definitely do. Really good one. So next one here I have for you. Oh, sorry. What was your thing? You have a question? Nothing?
No.
Okay, sorry. I thought you had a question. Okay, my last one here for you, or my second one is, it says, "Get out of my way! It's gonna snow!" And this is it just shows this man.
Right now.
He's got like 3 jugs of milk, and like every hand is overflowing with loaves of bread. And I'm surprised there's no toilet paper in the picture either, actually. You know, but this is definitely how it goes, especially when there's a huge snowstorm coming. I know we're getting hit right now here in Michigan again, and I know the Eastern Coast just got hit and is still getting hit. So everybody's just bracing for impact right now. That's just kind of how it goes.
I know downstate you guys are getting what, 12 to 14 inches, something like that.
Yeah, like Kalamazoo, they got dumped on. We're still getting snowed on right now. It's been snowing since early this morning. Like I was up at 5 and it was just starting to snow, and it is still snowing now. So that's when people are like, "Oh my gosh!" and they run to the store and they literally just start like scooping everything into their cart and taking it with them. It's really sad. Anyway, please don't do that.
I saw a similar one. It was someone did an old style still life painting, and it was a roll of toilet paper, milk, and bread, and the title was "Winter Snow Imminent."
Snow imminent, yes. Oh my God, I love it.
That's what you get.
Okay, now you had 2 really good ones. Yours are awesome too. Your first one here, I'm gonna need a little help with.
Boba Fett. They're both Boba Fett related. I've been watching the series. Anybody out there who has been following it, without posting spoilers, tell us what you thought of today's episode.
Please do.
I was losing my mind and may have shed a tear at one point. It was so touching. But the first one, for anybody who knows about the Star Wars universe, the Bacta tanks are basically these tanks with a liquid. I'm assuming some sort of like antibacterial, like Bacta bacterial,
Sure.
where you're submerged to help heal your wounds.
Right.
In the show, early on in the show, spoiler warning.
Right.
Boba Fett is placed into a Bacta tank to help his face regenerate after he was spent some time in the acid-filled stomach of the Sarlacc. And for everybody who knows Marvel, that's exactly what Deadpool looks like.
Yes. Yes.
So it's a fake text image, you know, with I love that his name is the Fett in Deadpool's phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
It says, look at this before and after. It can smooth out your Sarlacc. Whoopsie, maybe it can fix my face. And he shows Boba Fett his face, and he says it's going to take an awfully long time to fix that. And in perfect Deadpool style, he says, put me in coach, I can do it. I've got my rubber ducky, and I'm ready to go. I know.
Oh, my God. Oh, I seriously love this one. Wow, this made me laugh really hard.
In a similar vein, if you've seen what Boba Fett looked like once he got out and in the Bacta tank, this is a screenshot from Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Always Sunny. I love that show.
Yep.
Yep.
Now, this was the episode where everybody got the flu,
yes,
and they were,
God,
interestingly, it was a lot different watching this episode post-COVID versus pre-COVID.
Right. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Wow.
Yeah, and it was him just literally covered in gel hand sanitizer, and he's in the episode, he's saying, I just want to be pure.
I just want to be pure.
But he looks like Boba Fett after the Bacta tank.
Oh my God,
and
I love it.
That's one of my favorites.
Yes.
But
here's a picture of the book of Boba Fett. Officially, I don't know why my picture keeps freezing. I'm sorry, everybody. I don't know if you can see me. I don't know why I'm having an issue. Yeah, it keeps wanting to freeze for some reason. I don't know if something's updating in the background. But anyway, so definitely check that out on Disney+. And I will continue the show here in just a moment. But thank you, Andrew, for stopping by and sharing these awesome memes with us and this really awesome science news. As always, I very much appreciate it. And thank you. Again, we will see you guys in just a minute here because I'm going to be taking over in just a second. So we'll see you guys in just a second. Okay, everybody, I am back, obviously, and again, sorry about the random camera freeze there at the end. I don't know what was going on with my phone/webcam, but it decided it was time to freeze. So, anyway, I got two last topics for you guys to hear, and one special surprise. Now, as you had heard, we did get a chance to film one of the Falcon 9 space rocket launches earlier today. Wow, that was hard to say. So we got to witness those as a first reaction for both of us, since we've never actually done that live. And that is airing tonight as a random Daily Discovery episode. Should be downloading for you guys around 9 p.m. Eastern time, that is. Sorry, West Coasters, you'll have to wait a little longer. But the HD, I'm hoping, will be processed by then. Fingers crossed. So far looking good. Anyway, guys, so look forward to that later tonight. If you are subscribed to the channel, that'll be an automatic notification on your phone or in your email for you in the next couple of days. So check us out. That is a really cool, really awesome experience for us because we get to witness this. And they did 2 launches that day, but we're only showing you 1. So it's not a crazy long episode either. But okay, sorry, Evie. I know you're sending a lot of stuff out here. So freaking out about the episode. Me too. I'm super excited. And just want to be pure. I'm back on now. Yes, absolutely. So hopefully you guys can hear me. I got 2 last topics about gaming, since there's been a lot of gaming talk lately. And as you can tell, I'm definitely a gaming aficionado, I guess you could say. And grew up during some of the best times. And the PlayStation 5 has just come out and beaten a record, which is kind of a sad one. So the PlayStation 5 has officially sold 17.3 million consoles within the first year. It's officially been a year of the console being out. Actually, just a little past. We're talking little semantics there. I think we're just past a month or so. Andrew E.T. That's true. It's anyway. So the PlayStation 5, this thing has outsold the Wii U, which is this game console. If you guys have not or don't remember, because they didn't sell very many of them, but it has officially outsold the Wii U in the couple of years that they have or had it out. I think it was only between 2009 and 2000 and something, 12 I want to say, and then that was it. They stopped making it. So then the Switch came out, which is great. The Switch is awesome, and the Switch is just really, they took the Wii and they just crammed it right into the screen and made it super tiny and small and awesome battery, and voila, you have a Wii U that's portable. So that's kind of what they did with that. But the PlayStation 5, on the other hand, has seriously outsold its competitors extremely quickly. Now, unfortunately, for everybody that's looking to get their hands on a PlayStation 5, according to Sony, it's going to get a little bit harder to purchase a PlayStation 5, only because of the chip shortage that is happening. And it's really not a shortage. I mean, it kind of is, but it's really supply versus demand. There is very high demand for chips that are extremely hard to manufacture. And it's not that we can't manufacture them. Obviously, we can. We just sold 17 million devices with those chips in them. So, obviously, we can make them. And we did, and we will continue to do so. But it's the fact that the demand seems never ending. Even though they just made almost a record in a year of sales, they are predicting that number to be lower over the next 2 years, only because of the fact that they will not be able to meet demand. So they're guessing maybe 11.2 million units next year, which is that's a big jump down. Now, unlike we saw or we see with Sony, the Wii U, on the other hand, and I'm getting this video from IGN, by the way, this is the original commercial for the Wii U, and this is, again, it was an older idea, but I think it was way ahead of its time, and it was almost too advanced. But I was in the igloo. Yep, okay. Yeah, you're gonna love this, Bubba Fett. It's so funny. Anyway, so yeah, the Wii U is great, and I don't know if you guys ever got a chance to play with it. I never owned one personally. I owned the Wii, the GameCube, the 64, pretty much every generation of Nintendo except for the Wii U. That was the only one I did not purchase, and I don't regret it. It was a cool idea, but they had not a very good game lineup, and I think that's really where the PlayStation 5 has shined, is that they've had so many great exclusive games, as well as PlayStation, VR, and all the cool bells and whistles, and it's relatively inexpensive and reasonable for people to save up and get within a year. Pretty reasonable, I would say. So, definitely got to give kudos out to Sony. You guys aced it with the PlayStation 5. I hate the design, and I'm getting used to this router look, but at least they stepped up their game enough to sell almost 20 million units in 1 year. Now, I will say this. The PlayStation 4 wins out even still, because in its first year of sales, it did actually exceed selling 20 million units in 12 months. That is unbelievable. To me, it's amazing to me they could even keep up with the supply demands, and even then there was supply chain issues trying to produce those chips and manufacture them, and now the PlayStation 4 is still sold, and they still make games for it. So, if you're interested in that, you can still get it. But otherwise, I would stick with the PlayStation 5 and keep an eye out. I'm going to be posting all the links below, and I have one other topic for you that is gaming related as well. And this one is about Resident Evil 4, an old goodie and classic that I definitely miss. It was a really fun one to play, but it was not high definition, and that was a big downside when the game first came out. And it has been like remastered a few times through different, I think the Nintendo Switch actually has a HD version of the game, but this video, I think, does a better job displaying really the situation. I'm sorry, I have this overlay I gotta fix. There we go. Okay, sorry guys. That should look better. So here's the HD version here. As you can see, it's the remastered classic Resident Evil 4. So it's exactly the same game, but they each actually had to remap and redo a bunch of these textures that just don't overlay correctly in HD. You know what I mean? Like there was a lot of trees, anything that really didn't overlay, they literally had to redo. And I think they said it was like 200 some thousand different images that they had to redo just to make this game work in actual full HD. So this looks fantastic, and you can get it relatively cheaply. Now, how you can play it is only available on your PC at the moment. Yes, please tell all your friends to watch us, just like Andrew just pointed out. Thank you very much, Andrew. Please tell all your friends. I mean, I definitely share a link or two. Let them know. Just have them take a peek. Hopefully we're not that boring, Resident Evil 4 definitely wasn't boring, and this makes it look even better. Let me show you some stills here while this video has been going on. Now, this is the old original. It doesn't look terrible. I mean, honestly, this is like PlayStation 3-ish graphics kind of pushing in that territory. It was definitely PlayStation 2 technology pushing graphics that were beyond what it was capable of doing. And this is what it looks like in the 4K. Now, it might not look much different, but if you want to check the link below, it gives you that little scroller thing so you can really see the difference. There is a vast difference between the two pictures here, and it's pretty obvious. You got some lighting differences. That's a big one. Shadows are huge, and then just your overlay textures on like pipes and lighting fixtures and even like the hair and skin look way more realistic. So you can get this game on the links provided below and after the show, obviously. And once you can get to these links, you can download this game on Steam for $5 right now, which is totally worth the purchase price. And then you can jump over to this guy's website and download the free link that upgrades this game to HD. Now, you got to make sure you have to have at least 37 gigs of storage available on your computer to download all the new HD renderings that it's going to need. So it's not a small game, and there's no way you could really cram that onto a tiny drive. So make sure it's something fast and not full of a bunch of stuff, especially if you're going to play some games on it. So take a look. I'll post all those directions below. It's really not that bad. The guy made it sound like it was really complicated, but pretty much you download the patch, install it on your computer, you download the game, you're all set. It's pretty straightforward. Should be pretty cool. I think this looks awesome, and it's a great classic game that very much runs with the topics today. So I want to say thank you to everybody who tuned in. It seems like we've had a great chat today. Thank you so much, Evie and Andrew and everybody for tuning in. I think I've had a couple of numbers jumping around. I think we were at 4 at one point, so that was really cool. So thank you, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. Drop some comments below. Let us know what you liked, what you didn't like, what you want me to keep talking about or not talking about or researching. And check back later tonight about 9 p.m. That show, or we should have a random daily discovery episode up and ready to go on YouTube. Click that subscribe button below, and that'll make sure that you get the notification when it becomes live for you guys to watch. But have a great night, everybody. I know I learned something new, and I hope you guys did too.